Hey, hey. Let me get on here and share this out, and then we're gonna get started. How has everyone been doing? Okay, let's go here. I'll share this out in a few groups, and then we'll get started. I won't keep you guys long. I've just been working, and I've noticed a few things, so I wanted to go ahead and speak on them and just let you guys know a few things that I'm offering. So this is both tax professionals and the tax community, well, people who get their taxes done, like the importance of knowing who's serving you and etc. Give me just a moment. I'm just going to share this out, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I see someone's watching. I see you guys are watching, but I can't see share to a page. Okay, 1 second. Let's get this on luxury tax services page. Um, just please, as you come in, make sure you're saying hi and let me know where you're from. I like to know where my viewers are from. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not going to keep you guys long. Hello there. How are you? Just want to go over a few things. I've been in trainings and just um, mentoring my mentees and getting other offices set up for the upcoming tax season. And I'm noticing a few things. So I just wanted to get on here and put some information out there. And also, I decided to also offer a due diligence training specifically because the common thing that I'm seeing is that people just don't know. If you're not familiar with Circular 230, get familiar with that. But I'm not going to go into all those things. Just wanted to get on here really quickly. Um, One more thing. Hold on. I'm still learning my rhythm. We're not gonna say balance. I'm like been going hard in regards to making sure my mentees and my businesses are going the way they need to go. And I'm forgetting an element. I've been saying I'm going live since last week at the Taxpreneur Boot Camp that I went to. I was supposed to go live, and I got to chatting with some other tax professionals and did not go live. And here we are over a week later, and I'm just going live. So that's kind of how life goes for me. I'm a teacher. I like to deposit and make sure people have what they need to be successful in life, but more specifically for this live in this industry. So just wanted to get on here and just go over a few things. Okay, I think I've shared it out by this time. Okay. For those who know me, I am, and for those who do not know me, I am Shantae B. I'm your favorite mompreneur, more specifically, your favorite tax specialist. I wanted to get on here today and just go over a few things in regards to clients choosing a tax professional, and more so tax professionals just making sure that they know who they're being trained by. They're making sure they're getting proper training. I've probably spoken to over 50 tax professionals within the last week, and I'm realizing so many of them are just not familiar with due diligence. Like you hear it, and you're like, what is it? Get familiar with it. For us tax pros that's out there, get yourself familiar with Circular 230, okay? Um, I myself, and I'm not gonna, again, hold you guys long. I just wanted to get on here because I've been saying I'm gonna get on here and I need to do this because it is much needed. I'm actually in the process of creating a space for us as well, just if anyone has more questions, where I'll be posting tips and things of that nature. I have it already for my software users and my partners, but I wanted to actually share it with the masses as well so that we can be more educated because the IRS does not want to hear that you did not know. Okay. So we just want to make sure that we're up to date with everything that's going on. But the biggest thing is just knowing about due diligence, knowing what's required of you, knowing what the IRS is looking for. I was speaking with at least three people this week that I was getting them set up in their offices. We were just going over training and what we would go over in training. And it's so crazy, as simple as the filing statuses. You know, it's we have single head of household, married filing separately, and married filing jointly. But so many people did not even know the qualifications for head of household outside of a person who has kids. Like, and that's like a super major red flag for me because just because you have a child and you have an address does not mean that you're head of household, people. So I realize now that I need to also offer because a lot of people have tax knowledge. I definitely suggest just doing the tax preparation training all together, but I'm going to branch out and just do a due diligence training because I do see it as much needed. Because something as simple as head of household and thinking that you're supposed to file head of household just because you have a child or a dependent that you took care of is a major red flag for me. And I want my people to know because the IRS, um, I've spoken with my tax attorney and they did advise me, like, typically, you know, especially offices that have a lot of earned income credit clients, they are watching you. So you just want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence and doing what you need to do so that you're not held up with any fines or anything. I'm going to share a quick story with you guys. So back in 2020, right when the pandemic was hitting, things were going on. Then you guys know I end up having a baby if you're familiar with me. So I haven't been able to do this, but I just wanted to share my story with you guys so you guys know I know my stuff. Although I'm not on here as much speaking about it, I'm changing that narrative and I'm doing that now. But nine times out of 10, I'm probably pouring into one of my partners or my tax mentees, okay? But I just want to show you guys something. So, um, let's see, what was the date on this letter? I don't even see the date. I'll have to look. But January 28th, 2020, I received a letter from the IRS. I don't know if you guys can see this. I kind of blacked out my personal information. Um, Basically, it was an audit. It said, hey, we want to go ahead. We look through your files. We've audited your files and we feel like in the area of due diligence, you have a fine of, if you guys can read that number, $67,080, right? So of course I'm like panicking, I'm freaking out. I'm like, what is going on? I cross my T's and dot my I's. What can it be, right? I'm reaching out to different tax professionals. Some of you that are on here, you guys know I'm like, okay, what is this about? So what I went ahead and did is I got the files together. I got me a tax attorney. Get you a tax attorney if you do not have one. I can recommend a few of them if you need, but that's so important because so many people just accept the fine and they don't know their rights that you can appeal it. Like, hey, what's going on? Just because they send a fine does not mean that that's the end all tell all, right? Fast forward, got my attorney. We went ahead and we submitted our files. I want to show you guys a different letter. It took a while. This is dated March 16th, 2021. You see my name is there, IRS, and it says, after reviewing your appeal of the return prepare penalty we proposed, I'm pleased to tell you the penalty won't be charged. Can you guys see that? $0. Zero. Okay, so I hope you guys can read it, and we'll go more into that. As I said, you know, I want to show receipts because I know I'm not on here as often. So it's kind of one of those things. I was speaking with someone, they're like, oh my God, you know so much. Thank you for pouring so much into me. And I'm just like, that's what I do. I typically, in the past, I'm learning to leverage and use social media more to educate the masses. So hey, thank you for joining. So my goal of this live today is for one to tell you guys I will be on here for Tax Tip Tuesday. Sometimes it'll be for the tax professional. Sometimes it will be for our clients, but we have to know what's going on. The IRS is not accepting a I do not know, I did not know, none of that. And I want us tax professionals to know that, hey, guess what? Just because you get a fine, that doesn't mean that's the end all tell all, because we clearly see I was fined here, and then here, I walked away with nothing, zero fines. So what that tells you is a few things. For one, be confident in what you know. If you know your stuff, you know your stuff. I study Circular 230 with my eyes closed. It's plain. No, but literally know your stuff. And it's okay to not know. If you don't know, reach out to another tax professional. I believe in collaboration over competition. Um, like we have to stick together in this industry, right? So I wanted to get on here and do this live just to let you guys know I will be doing a due diligence training. um if anyone is interested in signing up, we will go over nothing but due diligence. I also have a tax preparation training as well, where a lot of my partners, they sign up. Well, my partners sign up every year for it because we make sure we're up to date. And then if they have their employees and their contractors that they want and their partners to join, we can do that as well. But more specifically today, I'm just speaking of due diligence. Something as simple as I said, 3 people this week that I spoke to, no one even knew the other requirements for head of household outside of, oh, well, they had a bill and a lease in their name. Well, guess what? Per the IRS regulations, if their income level is not over the poverty guidelines, they're not head of household. So there's so many different things that go into being a tax professional, and the responsibilities that you have to take them serious, because when the IRS comes knocking on your door, it's no, I didn't know. And on the flip side, to the clients, know who you are allowing to prepare your taxes. Just because someone is guaranteeing the max return and all that great stuff, it sounds good, but do you know what you're doing? Because again, just because you didn't know, the IRS does not want to hear that. They're going to go after you and your tax professional. So you're going to owe, and the tax professional will be dealt with as well. So just make sure that we're making informed decisions. If anyone is interested in getting into the tax industry, I am taking on new partners. If I have any tax professionals here that would love to partner with me and say, hey, maybe my due diligence isn't as up to par as I thought it was, um, hit me up. You can comment below. I can send you the link for the due diligence training, or you can text me. You guys know, most of you guys have my phone number, or you can DM me. But the biggest thing is to make sure that, for clients, that you're choosing a tax professional that is up to date and current with all the latest tax laws and knows what they're doing. For tax pros, the biggest thing is just knowing what you're doing. And it's okay to say that you don't know. At that point, when you don't know, you need to get with someone who does know. You need to get into Circular 230 to find out what you're supposed to be doing. I always tell people it's so good to have a good mentee. Unfortunately, people are like, well, how did you become such a good service bureau or a tax professional? I learned from other people's mistakes, just being honest. Um, I do that in life general. I learn from other people's mistakes. I like to cross my T's and dot my I's. While the coin is very good, um, I even look good in orange, but I don't want to be in it behind the prison cell. So you know, just make sure that you are up to date, and it's okay to not know. If you don't know, make sure that you're getting in tune and connecting and collaborating. This is not a competition. Like we are all, if you think you're in competition with another tax professional, you're doing it all wrong, baby. Um, Partner up with someone who knows. What if clients say they don't have documents for self-employment? If clients say they don't have documents for self-employment, you need to, as the tax professional, you have a decision to make, right? So for one, if I get a client that comes to me, let me use this. So you're saying, I just want to make sure, if you get a client and they're saying, hey, I worked for myself, but I don't have any documentation for that. Is that what you're saying, Chrissy? I just want to make sure before I go off into a scenario that's not even existing. While I'm waiting for you to answer, hold on. Yes. Okay. So for me, I would advise my tax clients that we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go through how did you keep track of how did you keep track of the money you made? Are you registered with the state? Because technically in the IRS's eyes, you don't have a business. While we know, because we all have those clients that don't. That's right. If Greg say I do hair and nails and babysit. So Greg that do hair and nails and babysit, for one, when they first come to me, if they have not been a client, I'm like, well, how did you get paid? Well, I got paid in cash. Well, how did they pay you in cash? How often did they pay you in cash? Okay, Greg, what I need you to do, did you keep receipts? You didn't keep receipts? Okay, so what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to go ahead and need you to speak with your clients, and you're going to have to write down go get you a receipt book, go get you an Excel sheet. This is what we can do right now, just setting this up, right? You're going to go ahead and it has to be some type of paper trail. In 2022, everybody is not getting cash. And just being honest, it's a lot of hairstylists that don't even take cash no more. They be like, no cash. Cash App, Acuity, Book My Site, whatever it's called, Style Seat, whatever it is. So, just position yourself. You're the expert. They're going to tell you what they want to tell you. And here's the thing, I've lost clients, and then I've had clients that come right back to me because they went to someone else. They didn't provide the documents because they thought I was being a-hole, or, whatever you want to call it. And then they got audited, and they're like, the IRS asked me for all the stuff that you was asking me for. I tell everybody my returns are audit proof. What that means is we do these returns, and I think I see a few of my clients on here, and they can attest for that. I know I get on their nerves, so I'm like, I need you to provide me with X, Y, and Z. They're like, oh, I don't. I'm like, well, it's okay. There's no rush. You can get it to me. When you get it to me, cool. You know why? When the IRS come knocking, because they will. You know what I mean? Like, if and when they come knocking, you're prepared. You're not trying to get documents together. But to take it even a step further, what you do, some of them will go to another preparer. And guess what? That's okay. Because literally, I want you to go back to this spine here. See, I'm going to find the other page, and then I'm going to do another live, because I don't want people to think I'm like just making stuff up. So there's a whole, with the audit, they'll give you a list of what they like, the reasons, and X, Y, and Z, right? Um, Guess what? Once those clients, they just worried about getting their money, right? So then when they're going and you're left with the fines, then what? You think you can reach out to your client and say, hey, so the IRS is about to fine me. Can you get those documents? You may get some people that will get them, right? We'll figure it out. Guess what? When it's about getting their money and you educate them, it's all about educating them and telling them, like, I don't say, hey, give me this or I can't. In so many words, I do, but I let them know it's for my protection and your protection. They see what's going on in the world. The IRS is cracking down. This is not the IRS from 2010. They're cracking down and they're holding us accountable. And the people that they're holding more accountable are the tax professionals, because you're the professional. So you have to make that executive decision. Is it worth it? And mind you, you're getting a fine per thing, not just the document. There's different categories that you'll get a fine for, and that can be hefty. So you wanna be mindful. On the flip side, if you have clients that have not, they kind of had documentation together. So literally, let me show you something. So I had a list of clients today that I needed to call. Sorry, clients, if you're on here and you see your name. And I call each of them just to make sure, like, if they're not a bookkeeping. So on the flip side of it, tax professionals, this is another way for you to get another stream of income, right? Because a lot of times your tax clients, they're not, either A, they're not going to do it right. B, they don't have the you but you do look good in orange. We saw you last weekend in orange. No, but I get it. They're either not going to have the time to do it, they're not going to understand the right way to do it. I just always give my clients choices, like, hey, the day of the Excel sheet and the receipt, that sounds good, but the IRS is not accepting that anymore. If you're in business, get you a bookkeeper. There's QuickBooks Online. If you can't do it yourself, if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, you need to, sorry, one second. You need to hire a professional. That's your time to tell your tax clients, hey, okay, I'm calling them now. It's August. Tax season is coming up. We're going into the fourth quarter. Have you been keeping up with your bookkeeping? You haven't? What have you been doing? Okay, let's get that together. I charge X, Y, and Z. Hey, let's go. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be honest. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Out of the 15, 12 signed up. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just about following up because you're the expert. Your clients typically want to do, they're going to do what you tell them to do. That's why it's so important to make sure that you're up to date and you know what's going on. Um, and just there's another option. Some clients can't afford it, right? They'd be like, "Oh, I can't afford it." So I have another way. So I tell them two things. I'm like, "Can you afford not to?" If the IRS says XYZ and you get hit with a big bill, or if they come hitting you with this and tell you to have it and you don't have it, and then this happens, are you ready for that? They like, they saying what you say. I don't look good in orange, yada, yada, yada. So this is what we need to do. We need to go ahead and get this set up. You need to create systems. Like you have to have them. This is not back in the day. In 2022, you got to have bookkeeping. And this is where like, and the truth of the matter is a lot of clients don't. Ooh, see, about to get me to start swearing because y'all know I do that sometimes. Some tax professionals don't, right? So this is where you tell them and you help your client. Hey, we need to get your book. Excuse me, we need to get your books together. Okay. The next thing I tell them is, okay, so here's a system. This is what I offer to my clients, and I send them something to keep up with it. If they have not done that, and once it becomes the next tax season, they can't be my client because you don't want to pay me to do it and you don't want to do the work. Sorry, you not, and I love my clients, but baby, ain't nobody worth taking me away from my kids. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of just like a informed a decision. You're gonna have to make a decision or whatever. Any other questions or anything? You know I get it. You know I get it. I'm at the office now. Baby boy is at home with my oldest daughter. So no, I totally get it. But we have to protect ourselves. And so many of my tax partners have been asking me, like, when are you going to do a class on due diligence? Because I'm so sure a lot of people don't know. Like, so literally when I got my audit, they give you a list of things. So from that every year, and I work with my tax attorney. I'm like, hey, is there anything new that I need to be knowing about that I probably have missed that they're asking for now? They send me an updated list, just being honest with you. Hey, Shantae, this is what's going on. Make sure you're training your team on this. Make sure you're staying up to date. Because while we know there's a lot of trainings and things out there, I highly suggest that we take advantage of them. But in the event that you can't afford to in this moment in life, or I'm just being honest, life happens. Life been lifing for a lot of people. Make sure that you're attaching yourself to the right people. So many tax professionals are being trained the wrong way, and then it's too late. You know what I mean? Like nothing is taking me away from my kids. I don't, and outside of just my kids, baby, I love to just live life freely. Who doesn't? I don't want somebody telling me when to eat, when to sleep, etc. I barely want to listen to myself to go to bed and what to eat, let alone anybody else. Um, but yes, I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys that I will be doing a due diligence training. I'm also, let me know if you guys want to be added to the group that I'm creating as well. So many tax professionals had not chosen software, or either they had horror stories about service bureaus. I just realized that we need so much. Like the past week has opened my eyes to so many things. Like we need help. A lot of tax professionals don't know and they're afraid to say they don't know. We can't do that. You can't operate your business in the I don't know space. You need to connect with someone who does know. I'm not afraid, and I tell my partners all the time, if there's something I don't know, I'm like, I don't know, but either I know somebody or give me a day or two. I need to go ahead and research it and figure it out. If I can't figure it out, or if I kind of think I figured it out, I call my tax attorney like, yo, I rub elbows with my tax besties, as I call them, like, hey, have you ran across this? Because it happens. No one knows everything. Every tax season, you're going to get a situation that you've never gotten before. And if you don't, that's interesting. I haven't experienced one tax season where I didn't have a situation arise that I never had before. And instead of preparing later, I want to get you guys prepared now. Actually, we're almost in September. You know what I mean? So, um, that's it. I just wanted to get on here and let you guys know that we have to stay up to par with our due diligence. Head of household does not, and that was just a tip, a tip. Head of household is not just a person and a home, a dependent and a person. There's more to it that goes into that because the IRS is like, if you're not even making income over the poverty guidelines, you're not head of nobody household pool. So I tell people all the time, my partners are like, oh, we feel like caseworkers. We are to an extent. We need to kind of get in their business a little bit. And that's to cover our ass and to cover theirs as well. So I always tell my clients, I have your best interest at heart. Um, and I'm asking you these things so I don't play with the IRS. I don't play with them people. And people that like to play with them, I try to talk them out of it. But if I can't, just stay away from me and my business. Any other questions or anything before I get off of here? Did I kind of answer your question too, Chrissy? I'm sorry. Let's see. Talk about follow child. Okay, we got time. I got some time. I got some time. Okay, so filing other people's dependents, baby. I think people within the last 2 years since they were giving away that child tax credit or whatever, I think more people decided to start claiming their own kids. I think like the stimulus, everything that happened with COVID, I think it taught a lot of people who like to sell their kids. And I've been saying forever, literally, if you go back and look on my tax page, I probably had a flyer that said, do not sell your kids. Literally, my flyer was like, do not sell your kids. So many people do it. No. For one, it's not legal. And for two, so much backlash comes behind it. Tax professionals, are you even, again, this goes into due diligence. Okay, Chrissy, you want me to talk on the client side about filing dependents or the tax professional side or both? Oh, thank you so much. Let me, you know what? Let me try to, because I just had thank you so much, Chrissy. Okay, she just sent me a new thing. So 1 second, I'm going to pull it up. Okay, so I'm gonna start off on the client side. On the client side, I think the stimulus kind of taught y'all a lesson about selling out kids, right? The stimulus and the credits, because it went off your tax return. Who did you claim? And then you had people not giving you your kids' stimulus money, not giving you your advanced child tax credit and stuff. So, I think, I hope you guys have learned the lesson. Although going into tax season 2022, they are not doing those things as of today, but you guys know things change right at the last minute with the IRS. So anything could change. My next topic that we'll be talking about next week is your business ready for any changes? Because y'all know we monkeypox, everything else is something new coming out. So is your business funding ready? But that'll be next week. I'm gonna talk about these topics and we'll talk about your business being funding ready. Like so many people's business are just not set up properly. So Chrissy, that's the time too. Like we were talking about the people who, you know, some people legit do have a business. Then you got the people that bullshit. I'm just gonna keep it real. Like they just want an income tax and they gonna say they did this. Look, been there, done that, wrote a book about it. Okay. Um, but this is your opportunity to contact your clients and just keep them informed and create another stream of income for yourself as well. But okay, so to the people filing dependents, so you definitely should file your own children. In order to even file someone as a dependent, they have to so I have the YouTube channel. I do have it. I'm just, like I said in the beginning, I'm so busy doing this one on one or in the group setting with my partners that I typically don't have the time to get on here, but I'm making the time. Like that's changing now. This live is going to go up on YouTube. I should be streaming at the same time, but I didn't have time. It was giving me a headache, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it if I don't do it. So I just got on here. I'll save it. I'll upload it to Instagram, YouTube, and everything. Facebook just gets it live. Um, but yes, so with people claiming your kids, for one, there's so many. There's the relationship test. Let me just pull something up really quickly. Like I got a whole due diligence questionnaire. When people see my intake form, they like, "Bro, your intake form is so long." Yes, it is because we need to know how, where, when, and how, where, when, and why. um, excuse me. Let's see. There's the child. I'm so hot. I'm sorry. Qualifying dependent. But there's the relationship test. There's the hold on. I'm pulling up. I like to just do from the IRS so they know. Here we are. One moment. Y'all know I'm factual. I'll get the people on here and be like, well, where did you get that from? Pooh, we gonna go to the IRS's website. Qualifying independent test, the IRS. And that's what I tell people all the time. Fact check. Just go to the IRS.gov. Like I know it's a lot, but they got a search box just like Google. You can type what you want to type in there and keep it going. And this has been updated as of 2022, which is great. So there's the relationship test, the age test, the residency test. I'm gonna go here. My phone is going like so slow, so I'm just gonna do it on my computer while I'm sitting here, so you guys can see it per IRS regulations. Did you take care of the dependent? Literally, did the dependent live with you? You clothed them. You provided full. You took care of them for over 6 months of the year. That's the first thing, right? Then it's their marital status. Are they single, married, or what's their situation? Because that matters. It should be a single person, of course. Then it's their age, right? So I get people that ask me, "Oh, well, my dependent is in college." As long as your child is in college, you can claim them until they're 23 years old. Or is it 24? See, hold on. I'm going to tell you. Don't get me started. Then it's did they live with you? Like people like, well, I took care of. I get people trying to claim their spouse. No, you can't claim your spouse. Your kids, you can claim your kids as long as your kids live with you. I have clients. Literally, I just did amendments for clients that take care of all their kids, but the other spouse feels like, well, they got other kids, so I'm gonna claim the kids before they claim the kids, and they're playing that game every year. That's a whole nother live. Hold on, dependency test. Here we are. I had people trying to claim their baby's daddy. Yes, people do that too. They be like, oh, well, I took care of him. No, ma'am. They have to be a child. Why is, of course, it want to act up when I'm trying to quote the right thing. I'm going to go off the dome. Qualifies as a dependent. Here we are. Hold on, yeah. But they have to be they have to have some form of relationship to you. The IRS does not give you credit for cousins. I'm sorry, they just don't. Hey, thanks for joining us. Here we are. Yep, so it was 24. I just wanted to make sure. 24 as a full-time student or whatever. Your dependent can have some income. It just cannot go over a certain threshold or whatever. Let me see. We said the relationship test. We said the age test. We said they had to live with you. We said they can have income. Let's see. Um, have to be younger than you unless they're like, disabled and they have proof of disability. Like that's the next thing. They're like, oh, I took care of my brother. He was disabled, but your brother's older than you. Can you provide me in that sense tax professional now. This is the tax professional side of it. You want to make sure that you're getting um, either something from the doctor saying there's long-term disability or proof of social security or something. You don't just take their word for it. I'm sorry, what documents will you provide to show that their college students live with them? So for the college student, that's one of the rare, it's called it's like a rare case where they know the student, for the most part, either typically most college students go away. But if they live with you, you'll just provide their school, like their school, they'll have their 1098. Their 1098 will be sufficient enough. But for kids that are going away to school, those are called something circumstances. I can't think of it. That's even like for kids in the military, things of that nature, extenuating circumstances. The IRS knows about it, but the proof that you would provide would be their 1098. So their 1098 will come to your home. But yeah, so long story short, for the client side, claim your own kids. You can claim your kids. You can claim more than three dependents. You still do get credit for more than three dependents. While it may not be earned income, it can be depending on the age of the child. It can be a child tax credit. There's so many other credits that you still can get. Do not sell your kids because, as you see, what just happened. For one, you shouldn't do it, but for two, in the rare case, like the past 2 years, we had stimulus, we had the advanced child tax credit. Look what happened. It was so many people going crazy. So don't sell your kids. Tax professional side. You need to be getting documentation to make sure it's their kids. So literally, I have a list on my wall. I send it out to all my partners. You need to be getting, I get from every client that comes to me that has a child, if they're not in college, they don't have a 1098, right? But they're in high school or they're in grammar school. They have to give me school records showing showing their parent listed as the parent or guardian. It has the address on it. You have to get something. And we don't think about these things until the IRS is knocking on our door. And then we like, oh, no, don't wait. Um, so yes, tax professionals for all of my dependents, at a minimum, I'm getting social security card, birth certificate, school records, school enrollment records. That lets me know. What other questions? Did I answer? I think I answered. I get to talking about something else. So there's so many things that literally a lot of people probably were not taught, or they don't know, or they feel like it's too much. Literally, when they start implementing a lot of these changes, thank you. When they start implementing a lot of these changes, I literally just told my clients what's up. I don't try to like belittle them or anything. I'm just like, yo, the IRS is cracking down. They're requiring more information so you can make sure that you get your money. If you want to make sure that you get your money, that's what they like to hear. If you want to make sure that you get your refund, they still processing over 10 million refunds. That's a whole nother live for another day. But if you want to make sure you got your coin together, let's make sure we have all your documentation in order. Oh, with the last prepare, I'm going to tell you what you get. You get two things. If you get a new client, they're like, well, my last prepare didn't ask me for that. And I'd be like, well, that's the difference between the tax professional and the tax prepare. I can't speak for them. I'm not sure why they did not ask for it. 9 times out of 10, they didn't know they should ask for it. But here at Luxury Tax Services, we ask for it because I like to guarantee that I'm going to get my money, you're going to get yours, and so forth. Plus, I don't want you getting into any trouble. You know what I mean? Once they hear that, they're kind of like, "Oh, okay, I get it." Then I get a few people that be like, "You asking for too much," and I'd be like, "Well, unfortunately, if I'm asking too much, you should probably go to the tax service that you used last year. Oh, I forgot, they're closed. They're no longer there. Oh, you can't get in contact with them. Yeah, that's probably why. Because a lot of so-called tax preparers don't even have a PTA and prepare taxes under self. That's okay. We're gonna talk on that, and that's when we're gonna end. So let me tell you something, right? When my tax clients who think that I'm asking for too much or try to be cute because they feel like, oh, well, they're not getting as much money as they need to, when they try to be cute and be like, hey, can you give me my AGI because the tax prepared and that's doing my taxes need it, I laugh and I tell them, I'm like, hey, you know, um, if you don't have a tax copy, listen to this. If you don't have a copy of your tax return from last year where you can locate it, you can go ahead and you can pay the $40 to get an additional copy because we did send it to you, for one. For two, I do want to warn you that tax professionals do not need your AGI. If they're asking for your AGI, they're 9 times out of 10 doing your tax. Not 9 times. I'm sorry. They're 10 times out of 10 doing your taxes in a self-prepared tax software, which means you're doing your taxes. That's what's going over. If anything was to happen, their footprint is nowhere on it. IRS will not be coming from them because it says self-prepared. That they're like, no, they're professional. They're not a professional if they're asking for your AGI, or they'd be like, you're adjusted, and they don't even know how to say adjusted gross income. But that's a whole anyway. Yeah, that'd be the funniest to me. And then again, like I tell you, they always come back and say, hey, I'm so sorry. I remember you told me. And I'm like, here's the thing. I'm not trying to, I don't want to be the IRS because, yeah, they got a lot going on. But I want to make sure that you get your money and I get my money. I want to make sure that you stay out of jail when I stay out of jail. Okay. So if I'm telling you something and I'm saying, hey, it has changed, it has probably changed. Yes, when they ask for the AGI, it'd be like, huh? What? No, baby. Whoever you going to that you think you're switching up for me, it doesn't work. Oh, look what I'm drinking. Remember you told me about these, Chrissy? And they work wonders. But yes, again, I just wanted to get on here. Every Tuesday, I'll come answer some questions. Next Tuesday, we'll definitely be talking about, is your business set up properly? Is your business funding ready? Um, what COVID taught me and taught a lot of my clients was to get your shit together. Okay, I'm just being honest. You'll probably never see a percentage rate as low as that EIDL and all that other stuff that the SBA came out with, right? And unfortunately, a lot of legitimate, yes, they will. I love it. But a lot of legitimate businesses, excuse me, a lot of legitimate businesses were not able to access funding because they were not set up properly. And I tell people, and this is what I was going to tell you, Chrissy, to tell your business clients that don't have their business set up properly. Like, we have to stop thinking from a place of lack. Okay, we have to stop thinking from a place of lack, meaning I don't want them in my business because XYZ, or oh, I'm not going to report all my income because taxes. The truth be told, once you get to a certain tax bracket, if you have a good tax professional, it's better on the other side, actually. Okay. But you have to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? You have to make sure your paperwork is in order. Do not be afraid to report your money. You worried about the wrong thing. You thinking from a place of lack, and you just worried about a little refund. Where in in real life, I had, maybe, was that 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, I had somebody hit me up like, "Hey, I watch your videos. Um, I see that you know what you're doing. I've known you for a while. I was going to another tax professional, and they kind of messed my stuff up. And she's trying to get vans for her daycare, for her business, and she can't get them because they got her tax paperwork all screwed up. So people be thinking like, write off, write off, write off. Oh, write off everything. You get a write off. They the Oprah Winfrey's a write off. And then when it's time to show up so you can get some things, either funding, vehicles, all these wonderful things that you see. Don't get me started about the social media tax people telling y'all what to do. But anyway, it's a whole other live for a whole other day. But anyway, she couldn't even, and she makes the money. But because he did not have her paperwork set up properly, on paper, she don't make nothing. So she can't go get her vans. And I'm not even saying going to get the vans and her EIN under her business name. I'm not even talking about that. That's a whole nother beast. I'm just saying, showing that you're bankable. Is your business bankable? If you writing everything off, Paul, you got to get with your tax professional and get some tax planning going, okay? Find out the different credits, find out the different deductions, find out the different, everything does not have to be a write-off. Okay, I get to preaching. Y'all know I just run my mouth. I run my mouth about what I'm passionate about. So that's why I haven't been on here, because 9 times out of 10, I'm on the phone or on Zoom, um, running my mouth, helping my partners, helping clients, um, just get their life together, man. Get your life together. See what I'm talking about? Made 80,000 for the year and wrote off 70,000. Just so you can be in the 10,000, be in a lower tax bracket. But then when you really want, again, I hate to say it, but we have to transition from that place of lack and poverty. We come from the place where it's like, oh, I want a refund. Girl, I tell my clients all the time they're going to a different tax bracket. Like you make it. You're making it. Would you rather make less than $20,000 so you can get what, $5,000 to $8,000 back, maybe 10? Or would you rather make your 60, 70,000? Do the math and be okay. We got to transition our mindset. It all starts with mindset with everything. And that's for everybody on this live. Like, you have to change the way you're thinking. We have to switch the survival mind. Once you've survived, let's switch the mindset, okay? Some people are still stuck in survival mode. Baby, you survived it. Next, let's switch. How to get out your way and get your mind right. I wrote a whole book about it, y'all. I'm just saying. I don't teach y'all nothing I have not been through. Some stuff, if I haven't experienced it personally, I know someone that has experienced it. In regards to this due diligence, why I'm so passionate about teaching other tax professionals, and I printed it out today. I have the paperwork, baby. They were coming for your girl, $70,000. Okay, I was going crazy. I was inbox people like, "What's going on? What did I did everything I thought? I don't know." And turns out your girl did nothing, zero, walked away. So I don't know. If I were you, I want to learn from somebody who's been through it versus somebody that's just talking about it. No shade to anybody, but we have to do our due diligence and pay attention to who we're learning from as well. I ain't talking about doctored up receipts either, but that's a whole nother live for a whole nother day. Happy Tuesday, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. I enjoyed speaking with all of you. I will be saving this live. If you are not, I need you to, if you are not following me already on my other pages, I need you to go ahead and follow and like Luxury Tax Services, um, Luxury Pro Tax Solutions software is for the tax professionals. If you're on Instagram, I'm Luxury Tax Services on Instagram. My personal page is Girl Get Your Mind Right, because I literally, my goal in life is to teach. Um, and people are like, do you teach people outside of that? Yes, I teach people outside of that. But my target market, because I was once a single mother that was trying to figure it out, I teach single mothers how to get their mind, body, and business right. Okay. I teach them how to get their fashion, their finances, and their fitness together. Okay. Sounds cliche, but literally, I give you the tools and resources that you need so that you're able to be successful. I'm very passionate. Don't waste my time. um, and that's really it. Just make sure that you're following me for more gems and more jewels. I may ask for a lot sometimes, meaning, again, like I told y'all, my intake page is 9. I think we shortened it to 9 pages this tax season. I was able to condense it a little bit, but it's long for a reason, not because I just want to be a pain in the ass, but I want to cover my ass, just being honest. And you should want to cover yours too if you're a tax professional, because this is IRS rules. This is not my rules or the next Joe Smo rules. This is literally what the IRS is asking for. And if over 50% of your clients receive earned income, you they might be closer to your door than you think. Let's be clear. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything that got me flagged with the IRS or anything like that. You know what I did? I have a 78% based earned income client. Okay. So again, I'm Shantae B. Make sure you're following me on YouTube. It's Luxury Tax Services as well. I'm going to save this video. It'll be here if you need to go ahead. Do me a favor. If this message, anything that I shared today on today's live, you resonated with, or it helped you in some way, shape, or form, please comment below. and make sure that you share this live. Someone else may need the information that we're not able to tune in today. Okay? You guys have a great day. Shantae B, your fave mompreneur and tax strategist. I love y'all. I will see y'all next Tuesday. Bye-bye.